Roger referred to them as role players. These are the best role players I've seen in a long time. They're not just role players, but the star seems to rise to the occasion, Matt and Mark.
Yeah, those are two great players, but like Roger Reed said, both teams are loaded with a lot of talent. Kids really play.
Marty, best of luck tonight.
Oh, thanks, sir.
Another championship game for Old Town and Bangor. This should be a wild one. Back to the auditorium for the Eastern Maine Boys final in 90 seconds.
Channel 5's live coverage of the 1993 high school basketball tournament is brought to you by Diet Coke. It's time to taste it all. Diet Coke with one awesome calorie. Lowry & Associates, call for a free consultation. Maine's CarQuest Auto Parts stores, 31 stores statewide. Dunkin' Donuts, where it's always worth the trip. Tri-State Megabucks, just imagine being rich. Laverdier's Super Drug Stores, we're more than just a drugstore. Grant's Dairy, a taste of life at its best. And your New England Jeep and Eagle dealers, where you get the advantage of the rugged go-anywhere four-wheel drive Jeep Grand Cherokee or all-wheel drive Eagle Talon TSI.
Good evening and welcome to this Eastern Maine Boys Class A Eastern Maine Championship game. Tonight's contest has the Rams from Bangor High School. Facing the Indians from Old Town High School. Team members for the visiting Rams, coached by Roger Reed, beginning with number 10. He's a sophomore, Matt Kenny. Number 12 is a senior, Kip Keeling. 14 is a senior, Matt Park. Junior, number 20, Eric Murray. 22 is a junior, Matt Newman. Senior, number 30, Rob Esty. 32 is a senior, Brent Brown. Sophomore, 42, Nat Clark. Junior, number 52, Rob Jarvis. And 54, junior, Matt Nye. Now for the whole team, the Old Town Indians, coached by Marty Clark. Beginning with number 4, he's a sophomore, Jeff Kimball. Junior number 10, Greg Thibodeau. Number 12 is a junior, Chris Hashey. Senior, number 22, Matt Charette. 30 is a senior, Eric Morrison. Junior, number 42, Shane McKennell. Junior, number 44, he's an injured player tonight, Alex Gray. Now for your starters, beginning with the Bangor Rams, he's a senior forward, number 24, Ryan Bradford. And for the Old Town Indians, a senior guard, number 14, Benji Blake. For the Bangor Rams, a senior at 4, number 40, Dean Heastan. The Old Town Indians, a senior forward, number 34, Corey Madden. For the Bangor Rams, a senior at center, number 50, Chris Pickering. For the Indians, a senior forward, number 40, Steve Pooler. For the Bangor Rams, he's a senior guard, number 34, John Tennant. For the Indians, a senior guard, number 24, Scott Springer. For the Bangor Rams, a senior guard, number 44, Mark Reed. And for the Indians, a senior guard, number 20, Matt Arsenal. Your officials for this game, Mr. Jewett and Mr. Byrne.
Okay, the officials tonight, two from the KVAC area, Mike Burns and Jeff Jewett. The one on the left is Jeff Jewett, and the one you saw standing behind Jeff is Mike Burns, both from the Central Maine area. The last two Eastern Maine finalists right here, Bangor last year and Old Town a year ago, both went on to win it all in Class A. Excuse me, they did not. Bangor was beaten in that epic last year.
It was Old Town the year before.
Yeah, you're right. They probably should have gone on to win, but they did not. They were lost to South Portland in that incredible Class A championship game. All right, Bangor, the lower seeded team. They're in the dark jerseys here tonight. There's Cindy Blodgett, fresh off her Eastern Maine Class A victory. Another night at the office for Ms. Blodgett, 28 points. But we're ready to go here. It's Pooler and Tennant on the tap. Pooler at 6'5" and Tennant at 6'3". And Pooler beats the jump, tips it the second time, but it goes to Tennant. And Bangor will have the basketball. It's Mark Reed. Reed at 33 last night of the win over Lawrence. Out of Tennant. On a pop out, it goes to Pickering. Reed stops on a baseline, guarded by Blake with a bald head there, you see. Number 14, the drive by Tennant, the dump off to Pickering. He lays it in. Bangor draws first blood. They lead it 2-0.
Old Town's going to play them man-man, and when somebody gets beat, that's what happens. You get an easy dish.
Good ball movement by the Rams in the half court. Springer, cross court on the right side for Arsenal. Arsenal, the dipsy-do, will not go down. The rebound on the other side. Springer, back up and in. We're tied at 2.
Rams want to play 3-2 defense. Zone, and that's where you have a problem on that. Everything has its strengths and weaknesses.
Pickering down low on the left block now to Tennant. Tennant goes under, up, and missed an easy shot. Gets his own rebound. And we're about to have our first foul of the ball game. Mike Burns will ring up. Looks like Corey Madden will get called for the foul.
Yeah, when you play a man-to-man defense, we commented on that before. You beat somebody. That means that help side defense has to come over and help. And when you do, a lot of times you leave your man wide open for an easy 2.
Foul was on Scott Springer, the first foul of the ball game. The pass into Reed, the stop, and the pop. It's no good. And a rebound goes to Pooler. Here comes Matty Arsenal. Right up the middle. Arsenal on the right, now to Blake. Blake to Springer, now to Pooler. Back on the sideline to Arsenal. Arsenal's up top. Shovel pass now to Blake. Now back to Arsenal. 2-2. We have played 1 minute and 30 seconds. Springer fakes, goes right around Bradford. The pot for the baseline. Yes. Mr. Springer is one smooth dude, that's for sure. And Old Town has their first lead, 4-2.
Arsenal gets a lot of ink, but Pooler and Springer really comprise the heart of that ball club.
Pickering. Back outside to Bradford. Bradford did not get the pass, and it's picked off by Pooler. The drive by Pooler. He hands it up and in. Some miscommunication there on the pass, resulting in the Pooler layup. 6-2. Now on the left, it is Heaston. The shot no good. The rebound cleared by Corey Madden. Old Town with the edge early on here. They lead it 6-2. Arsenal to Springer. Springer, cross court left side to Blake. Now in the corner to Pooler. Now they swing it up top to Matt Arsenal. And Springer on the right wing. Bangor in his zone. And Arsenal to Springer. Down low on the baseline to Pooler. Pooler back in the corner as the fans chant boring. That's not boring to Marty Clark. He buries a 3.
Why take a 5-foot turnaround when you can take it out to 19 feet and let it go?
By the way, Mr. Pooler at 6'5", the leading 3-point field goal percentage shooter in the Big East.
Pooler's 6'5" now. He's a set shooter. He's not a straight-up jump shooter, and that's why he has a little bit more accuracy from that 3-point range.
All right, the score is Old Town 9 and Bangor 2. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Well, Roger Reed talking it over with his ball club as he trails by 7 points right now, and seems to be a bit of a difference in the emotional levels of these ball clubs, Willie.
Well, I think, to be totally honest, Bangor can play a little bit better zone than what they're playing. They certainly have the athletic ability to do it. They just got to get cranked up.
A little bit passive. Heaston on the drive. His baseline jumper is no good, but a foul. on Benji Blake. That's the first foul on Blake, the second on Old Town. Bangor does not yet have a team foul. And at the line is Dean Heaston.
Again, we're getting help side defense on the baseline. Came over. Blake came a little too late.
Heaston, by the way, excuse me, well, he was 100% from the line this year during the regular season. He did miss one last night.
100%?
100%, something that you and I will never have to worry about. The second one is all net.
I wasn't aware of that. That's pretty good shooting.
Yeah, he only tried 12, but he did hit them all. Hey, 12 out of 12 is 12 out of 12. On the right now to Springer. It's 9-4. Bangor trails by 5.
Bangor man-to-man.
They changed up after that timeout.
Story when we have time.
Madden back outside now to Springer. Now back to Madden. They post up with Pooler down low. Nice kick out back outside to Blake. Blake with a long pop. No good. Heaston clears the defensive board. Tennant ahead to Reed. Reed, foul line right to Heaston. Shovels back to Reed. Reed drives on the elbow. The pop a little bit off on the right side. And the rebound to Matt Arsenal. 4.5 minutes to play first quarter. It's Old Town 9, Bangor 4. Arsenal, night fake, goes in. His off-balance shot never got anything. And the rebound goes to Bangor. Reed, oh, did he thread the needle nicely there? Bradford, though, missed a shot. Nice pass by Reed. The kick out goes to Springer. Springer's pull-up. No good. And the rebound of Bradford.
These are all good shots. It's just not both ways. Good percentage shots.
Mark Reed slowly up the court. On the left side for Pickering, and we've got a foul here on Corey Madden.
I think on the screen down, Bangor runs a little bit of a 1-4 low post, just screen down, come up, screen down, come up. I think Madden got caught, tried to push his way through.
First foul on Corey Madden, the third on Old Town. Bangor does not yet have a foul. The pass goes into Heaston. His quick jumper is no good. The rebound tipped to Pickering. Pickering blocked there by Pooler.
Hello, goodbye.
Here comes Matt Arsenault. Arsenault top of the key. On a Springer on the right. Springer, left side goes to Madden, now to Arsenault. Tried to post up Pooler, but good front and denied defense there by Bradford. Arsenault up fakes all over the place, and he did draw a foul.
Two things that make Matt Arsenault so tough. One, he's a good basketball player. Two, he's got above average long arms.
Sure does for a guy who's listed, by the way, at 6 feet, but probably is about 5'10".
He plays with his arms, I'd say probably about 6'3". Plus he's left-handed, and that makes it tough on the average player. You don't see enough lefties in the course of the season to really make the adjustment.
Shot is good by Arsenault. It's 10-4. I talked to a coach this year in the KVAC whose team was in a tournament who told me that if he had to start a team in the state of Maine in high school basketball right now, his #1 selection would be Matt Arsenault.
Yes.
That's lofty praise. 11-4, his ball club up now by 7.
He's a pure point.
John Tennant on the sideline. Down low, the turnaround hook shot there by Reed. He got the roll. Mark Reed has so many weapons in his arsenal.
A lot of people say, oh, come on, give me a break. We saw him do 3 of those last night.
He did about everything last night. One stretch in the third quarter, 3 straight trips, 3 straight threes, one of them from 30 feet. Old Town by 5, 11-6, 3 minutes to play first quarter. Arsenault, fadeaway jump shot over Tennant. He's got it.
I question if anybody's going to stay with him one-on-one. He's just a real tough offensive player.
I'll answer the question. I don't think anybody can. 13-6. It's a 7-point Old Town lead. Pickering bounces it down low. It's knocked out of bounds by Madden. No! I'll say last touch by Tennant.
Tennant. Little baby hook. Mark Reed off the iron, got the roll.
Nice soft touch. It hit the rim and bounced right in. Turnover there, and here comes Old Town. Springer, nice fake, goes to the right. Shot is up, no good. Springer follows his miss. Fakes, goes up, and what do we got here? We are going to get a foul on Mark Reed. An emphatic call there by Jeff Jewett, to say the least.
Basic basketball, just a head fake by Springer, and his man went, whoa! Almost out to half court. Nobody on him to block out. Springer's going to get the second one.
Foul was on Mark Reed, his first, and the second on Bangor. The pass into Arsenal. Baseline pop is good. That Arsenal can feel it right now. It's 15-6. The Old Town lead is 9. This is their largest lead of the ball game. Reed a pass to Bradford. Down low, Heaston, a 5-footer. It's no good. Almost offensive goaltending there by Pickering. The rebound cleared by Springer. Arsenal in the corner to Pooler. Springer to Arsenal. Up top, this is a 3. It's no good. Long rebound to Springer. Springer, pass inside. I think he was trying to get it to Pooler. Did not connect, and it's out of bounds.
Pooler turned real quick to look for the offensive board. That's 2 offensive boards that Springer has. Nobody's checking him at all. He's going into the paint at will.
He's a very appropriately named guy because he can really leap. Bradford with a bomb that is short. Reed with the offensive board. Reed will put it back up. That jump hook again. This time is no good. He's been short on both, but he got the roll on the first one. And here comes Matt Arsenal. 1:25 to play first quarter. It's a 9-point Old Town lead. Pooler back outside to Springer. Out up Blake on the left. Arsenal to Springer on the wing. Down low on the baseline. Blake, he bounced it off his foot. No, he bounced it off Reed's foot.
We know it went off someone's foot.
It did. Mike Burns said it was Reed's foot. Springer into Pooler. Blake. Foul line right to Matt Arsenal. 15-6. It's a 9-point Old Town lead here in the final minute of the first quarter. Arsenal fakes, kicks it left side to Madden. Madden to Springer. Nice hesitation move. The plot by Springer. Yes. 17-6. It's an 11-point Old Town lead.
Anyone else taking the shot except the big 3, Pooler, Springer, and Arsenal this quarter?
I don't think so, Willie. Tennant down low to Pickering, who beat his man Madden, but a foul called before the shot. Let's take a look at this one again, Willie.
Springer, again, we've seen him do this. He reacts very well away from the ball, coming to the ball. A little bit of a hesitation dribble, gives his man to go off to the side, and 15-foot jumper.
39 seconds to play first quarter. John Tennant to put it into play. To Reed. Reed has been quiet here in the quarter. That's the way Old Town likes it. Down low, Bradford with a fadeaway. It's good. Wanted to come out, but it fell in. 17-8. Bangor closes the gap down to 9. 25 seconds to play in the quarter. Let's see if Old Town waits for one. Madden to Blake. To Arsenal. Springer sees an opening, drives. Oh, what another nice hesitation play by Springer, but he missed his shot. And Bangor's got 7 seconds. Reed on the right to Bradford. Not a Tennant. His long one from the corner is short. Rebound Pickering, and that'll do it. It will not go. And that will do it for the first quarter. So, the first quarter in the books here in the Eastern Maine title game on the boys' side. The score after one is Old Town 17, Bangor 8. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Mike Violet, Willie Gavitt back here at the auditorium, ready to go now into the second quarter. Old Town with the ball and a 9-point lead right now, 17-8.
Kimball's in for Old Town, and that's the only substitution.
Kimball, a good-looking player, just a sophomore, 6'2", and the ball knocked out of bounds, and it can stay with Old Town.
Thought you meant his haircut.
I don't know. I saw these kids walking out of the building last night, Kimball and Blake. Obviously ran into a lawnmower somewhere along the line, or a snowblower probably more appropriately, and lost the fight.
Well, to be young and adventuresome.
Yes. Arsenal dumps it off for Kimball. His pop is no good. It rolled off. The rebound patted back in by Pooler.
Pooler, who I think is probably one of the most underrated players in the state.
A guy who can do so much on the inside, but also leads the conference in three-point shooting. He can get it done. Bradford from the corner. Bangor's way off here in their perimeter shooting. Rebound goes out to Arsenal. Arsenal, tricky dribble. Fakes, leans in, passes it off to Kimball. Turns the shot down. Pooler, not a Blake. Arsenal with a fake. Got a Kimball on the right. Not a Benji Blake.
Nothing more than a flex offense for Old
Blake
Town.
Goes in, his little runner, no good. Pooler 2 times, miss,
3 times, 4 times.
We got a foul on Springer. See if we can decipher who tipped it in, Willie.
I've got to believe it's going to be Steve Pooler. He is always so active. There it is, no question.
Yep.
Left hand off the glass.
I tell you, this ball club lost John LaRue about a month or 6 weeks ago. Big 6'7" center, a dominant player. They haven't skipped a beat at all. Inbound pass tipped out of bounds here by John Tennant. Check that, chipped out by Old Town.
Old Town is a very unique group. When you talk about teams throughout the era, you've got to talk about these kids.
Foul on Matt Charette. Charette, in the second Bangor Old Town matchup this year, hit a 3 from midcourt to send the game into overtime.
Yeah.
And then Marty Clark's ball club went on to win that ball game and finish up undefeated. Charette's a 6-foot senior. 19-8. It's an 11-point Old Town lead. Bradford in the corner. Beats Pooler. Goes up. That's a pretty move there by Ryan Bradford. His first points of the game.
Yeah, no help side. I think Marty's a little upset at that. Marty Clark. Someone should have stepped in front of him.
19-10. 6:35 to play in the first half. Up top, Charette for 3. The shot is no good. Rebound to Houston. Kick out pass to Reed. Reed behind the back. Reed goes in left-handed. Miss. Pooler with a rebound. Pooler just gobbled that thing right up.
The Rams better make hay while the sun shines. That with Springer on the bench.
Arsenal, nice spin. The shot is up. No. Rebound. There's Pooler again. Missed it.
3, 4.
Tell you right now, Old Town is doing anything it wants.
Baseline always so susceptible. You've got to have help side. The Indians had none on that one. Bradford laid it in for 2.
This will be an inbounding situation here for Old Town, and Kimball will put it into play. 19-10. Old Town's largest lead has been 11. Arsenal tries the baseline, fell down. Got some help there from Tennant. Here comes Mark Reed. Reed holds to Tennant. Tennant takes a trip. The fadeaway pop by Tennant is good. 19-12.
Big mismatch. Charette 6 feet. Tennant 6'3", and a pretty good athlete.
Yeah, he's a very good athlete. Excellent quarterback in football. Headed for Maine, I hear. Blake in the corner. Foul line right to Charette. Kimball hands it off to Arsenals. 5.5 minutes to play first half. Old Town by 7. The winner will play either South Portland or Sanford for the A title. Arsenal with a fade away from 15. It's no good. Reed clears the rebound. Reed to the foul line. Fakes. Nothing there. Back outside. Houston for 3. Bingo.
Yeah. You might ask, where's Steve Pooler on that flex offense that Old Town's running? The big man, everybody rotates a position. Pooler got caught out top. Nobody on the glass.
The Old Town lead has been cut to 4. It's 19-15 in favor of Old Town. We'll be back in 30 seconds. .505 to play here in the first quarter. Let's take a look at the bomb by Houston for 3.
The big 3.
In case you're just joining us tonight, first of all, where have you been? And secondly, you missed the Lawrence girls, who advanced to the Class A finals for the 3rd straight year with a 55-44 win over Winslow. And quickly, Bradford picked the ball up from Jeff Jewett.
I think that's correct. 4-2 Maine hockey in the second.
Okay, I couldn't read that, Willie.
Well, your bank has that same trouble with my checks.
Your penmanship needs some work. 4-2 Maine over New Hampshire. Blake outside. His shot for 3 is good. He rattled it home. 22-15. Old Town back on top by 7. Pickering helping out with the press, getting it ahead to Bradford. Now back to Pickering. Pickering, looked like he traveled there. Out of Bradford, back outside, Mark Reed. 4:35 to play first half. Old Town has led all the way. Reed with a fadeaway inside. He missed everything. The rebound, though, put back up and in by John Tennant.
I'd like to consider that a backboard pass.
Okay.
Looks better in the stats.
I don't know if he'll get an assist for it, but anyway. Arsenal outside, not a Blake. Up top, Mr. Springer back in the ball game. Kicks it left side to Matt Arsenal. Not a Blake. They go with some pretty good half-court defense here. Springer beats Pickering, goes up. His Hesitation shot, no good. The rebound of Bradford. Reed, nice pass ahead.
Nobody
Tennant goes in and lays it home.
Someone, one of the subs or somebody that came in, missed an assignment.
22-19, Old Town by 3. Blake on the sideline, got to move the ball, finally does. Lob pass inside Pooler. Pooler up and in. Bangor, Willie has nobody who can handle Steve Pooler.
No.
Pickering up top, Old Town by 5, 3:25 to play in the first half. Tennant on the baseline to Reed, and a foul on Blake as he pushed off.
Reed, again, good assist man, sees the court very well. Tennant all alone. Might have been Kimball's man, the way that Kimball was hustling back to try and pick him up.
Old Town now, by the way, is over the limit. Bangor's got 3 fouls to give here. Second foul on Benji Blake as you look at Roger Reed. And his son Mark headed for Liberty Baptist. Shot by Reed is good. 24-20. They're not playing Division I basketball. Not a bad program. That's where Sam Rutigliano, the former Cleveland Browns football coach, is coaching football. So try to get into the big time. Second one by Reed is a little bit off. The rebound, we get a foul call. Easton over the back.
It's either Easton or Ryan. Let's see what the official says. 4-0.
It is on Dean Easton. And a kid I like a lot for Bangor, Nat Clark. 6'5", built like a 9-iron, but boy, he's got some skills.
Sophomore. Lefty.
Good-looking ball player.
And a very nicely wrapped knee.
Arsenault on the left for Blake. Not a Morrison in the ball game. On the drive, it's Arsenault. The leaner is good. 26-20. Old Town by 6. 3 minutes to play in the half. Tennant on the right sideline, stops. Out of Bradford. Bradford for Pickering. Now on the block left side. The fadeaway jump shot there by Reed. No good. The rebound gobbled up by Scott Springer. Arsenault stops and pops. This one is off. Reed went hard after that rebound. Here he comes right up the middle. Oh, wide open inside Clark.
Steve Pooler got caught with his head turned for help side defense. Didn't even see Clark in back him until it was too late.
And Clark, a smart play for a kid, went right to the basket as soon as he saw that Pooler had lost sight of him. Nice swing of the ball here by Old Town. Morrison to Springer. He's doubled. Got a Blake in the corner. As we come down to 2 minutes to play in the half. Springer takes a 3. Got a Blake. Out of Morrison, foul line left. Springer kicks it right side for Blake. Reed all over him. Blake back outside to Matt Arsenault. Arsenault, the hook pass left side, Springer for 3. Shot no good, weak side board picked off there by John Tennant. Old Town by 4, 26-22. Tennant on the left. Out of Pickering, who tries to go on Morrison. Kicks it left side. Bradford. The long one is no good. Rebound of Morrison.
Great blocking out by Old Town on the defensive boards.
Willie, they had a body on all 5 Bangor players. Just the way James Naismith thought it should be. Pooler for 3. Bingo!
That is, we're getting towards midcourt on that one.
That one was almost an NBA 3 from about 23 or 24 feet. 29-22, the Indian lead 7. Reed on the other side for Clark. 53 seconds to play in the first half. Pickering double teamed as Arsenault helps out. Out of Tennant. Tennant recovering from mononucleosis, starting to feel better. Bradford down low to Reed. Reed pulls it back on a baseline. His pop a little bit short. Rebound picked off by Blake. Bangor with a 3-on-1. Check that. Old Town with a 3-on-1. Blake with a great pass. And Arsenault, a rare miss on a layup for him. As Old Town blew a 3-on-1. Reed for 3. Reed is way off on the perimeter shot tonight.
Not even close.
Arsenal hooks it ahead. It goes through Springer. Blake faces up for three. No good. Tennant jumped a bit early on the rebound, but his teammate Pickering was right there to save the day. 7 seconds to play in the half. They get it down inside. Reed fouled by Springer.
His third.
That's a big foul.
5 seconds left to go.
That is a very big foul. Springer is going to have to play very, very carefully defensively in the second half. He'll sit down now.
If anyone can do it, Springer can. He's a pretty bright kid. He came over for help side. They're trying to isolate Reed underneath now. And again, wrong place at the wrong time. He went for the ball, and just as Reed turned around, there was contact. The official called it.
No doubt he got him on the arm.
That's the second one that he's got caught being in the wrong place.
Reed with 1-and-1, and he got the roll.
Sometimes that'll happen.
29-21. Old Town by 8. Reed 70.4% on the year. Much better rotation on that when he hits it. And it's a 5-point Old Town lead. Arsenal. The Morrison at the buzzer. Shot no good. And so the Old Town Indians will take a 5-point lead into the locker room at halftime. Our score is Old Town 29 and Bangor 24. We'll be back in 2 minutes. .24 right now. The Old Town Indians in the lead. Let's take a look at some of the scoring here in the first half. Willie's got some of the individual scoring.
Okay, Bangor, they were spread out with actually 6 players. Bradford with 4, Tennant with 6, Heinstead with 5, Reed with 5, Pickering with 2, and Clark with 2. Over for Old Town, Blake had a 3, Arsenal had 8, Springer had 6, the big man for them with 2 threes, Steve Pooler had 12, and that's where it stands now, 29-24.
One thing I noticed, Willie, is that Bangor at least is getting some more distribution in the offense tonight. It's not all Mark Reed.
Yeah, and I think that was important for them. Shooting percentages, just 33% from the floor for each one of them. You look at the shots are almost even in that regard as far as the percentage. But Bangor gets off 9 more shots. Now, even if you're only going to shoot 33%, you're still going to have 6 to 9 more points. That's important. Foul shooting is negligible, 5 for 6, 2 for 2, and turnovers. Turnover, that is excellent for both ball clubs, considering the type of pressure and needs to remain final Class A division here at the auditorium.
Pretty efficient first half for both of these ball clubs, and it really goes to show the quality of the point guards. Reed for Bangor, Arsenal for Old Town. Very rarely turn the ball over. In fact, Marty Clark told me that Arsenal's averaging about a turnover a game, which is extraordinary.
For the amount of time he handles the ball.
John Tennant has it right now. Out of Reed. Reed to Pickering, on the left now to Dean Heaston. Now Tennant has it, guarded there by Springer. Tennant on the drive, used his body nice to keep Springer away and banked it in.
I'll tell you, Springer stayed with him even with 3 fouls.
29-26, Bangor's close to within 3. Madden on the left baseline. Bounces it back out to Springer, now to Arsenal. They quickly swing it right side to Blake. Blake beats Reed, goes in. Pooler dropped the pass, puts it up, missed the shot. Pooler had his own rebound. It went to Madden. Madden fouled on the play by Ryan Bradford.
Tennant again, just isolation one-on-one. Goes with Springer, again, backs off. Pooler almost got a piece of that last one on the baseline.
But Tennant made that play, Willie, because he used his body to put it between the basketball and the defensive player.
Yes.
Madden getting serenaded by the Bangor partisans. And he hits. 30-26. Old Town's largest lead in the first half was 11. Second one is all net. 31-26. First minute here of the second half. Tennant doing more of the ball handling or the bringing up of the ball now in the second half. Tennant on a pop out up top. It goes to Pickering. Pickering in the paint, leans in, throws up a wild hook, and it's good. And a foul on the play.
What we say at the beginning of the game, it may come down to who gets the most breaks.
You know, Willie, there's an old baseball adage that says when you're a hitter, if you're swinging, you're dangerous. In basketball, you can change the analogy over to when you're shooting, you're dangerous.
The NBA, hear the whistle, let it go.
Pickering can make it a 2-point game, but he threw up a boulder and a rebound of Pooler. 31-28, Old Town's lead has been cut to 3. In the corner, we're going to have a foul. As Madden tried to take it on a trip on the baseline, and Jeff Jewett's going to call a foul here.
That'll be his third.
Easton with 3, and Springer has 3 for Old Town. That will necessitate Roger Reed bringing the sophomore Nat Clark in 6'5", and Easton will sit down with 3. Old Town to put it into play and get it into Matt Arsenault. Fakes, turns, lost the basketball. It's tipped right back to him, though, and he puts it up and in. Talk about your accidental offense.
Yes.
33-28. Old Town here by 5. Oh, cutting in. Pickering, he did it again. No! Mike Burns will wave it off and call him for traveling. I thought they were going to get a foul after Pickering hit another shot.
The one that we saw with Pickering go off the glass, the same thing's going to happen down at the other end where it bounces off a couple of defensive heads. Right to Arsenault, who just simply takes it, pops it in.
6:20 to play, third quarter. It's Old Town by 5. Blake on the left sideline. Down low, Pooler spins in. Who are we going to get here? It's going to be on Clark. Pooler, much bigger as far as the bulk is concerned, just muscled him right in there.
It's simply experience. You're talking a sophomore against a seasoned senior.
Eric Morrison putting it into Pooler. He lost it out of bounds.
I jinxed him. I said, good thing. You can't say good things, because the next time the player touches the ball, something happens.
It's the old WABI jinx. We have the WTVL jinx on the radio. Whenever we say somebody's a good free throw shooter, inevitably they miss. Same hold true for television, I'm finding out. Pickering on the left. Shovels it back outside to Bradford. Now they swing it to Reed. Pickering drives. Hands it off there, and the turnaround by Bradford is missed. Rebound cleared by Springer. Bangor got a good shot. Couldn't cash it in.
Excellent shot.
Arsenault to Blake. Guarded by Mark Reed. Pooler kicks it back outside. Arsenault for 3. Shot no good. Pooler kept the rebound alive, but Nat Clark spears it. Pickering on the wing. Tennant drives, cuts in. Oh, beautiful by John Tennant.
And Springer's staying right away from him.
Got to. I think they might have to change up. Yeah. 33-30. Bangor within 3. The Rams have never led. Blake lobs for Pooler. Pooler had to really work to get that pass. It went out of bounds. Off whom? It went out of bounds off Old Town.
Pretty good hustle by Clark. Tennant where he'll isolate one-on-one when he gets to the inside. Now Springer's there for the help, but he can't take the chance with 3 personals.
Tennant all the way coast to coast, and he scooped it home. And the Old Town lead has been cut to 1. Tennant right now getting it done here in the second half. Arsenault's baseline jump shot is no good. Pooler, though, kept the offensive rebound alive. To Springer. The fake, the block by Reed. Springer again. The shot is no good. And now Springer going to be called for number 4.
He knows it.
I have a correction to make, Willie. Bangor scored the first basket of the game. That was their only lead.
Tennant knows. Regardless if it's Tennant or whoever it is, Bangor knows Springer had 3. He now has 4. They're taking it to the iron, looking for the foul.
And coming into the ball game now, Shane McCannell, a 6'3" junior. He'll take the place of Scott Springer. So that's certainly a big foul right there. A key point in this ball game right now. Bangor on a run. And a big player for Old Town out of there in Springer. Bradford circles it back up top. Tennant on a break to the basket. It's Reed, the fadeaway, and Bangor leads. 34-33. Their first lead since 2-0. Morrison wants a timeout. Marty Clark says, let's stop this momentum right now. This is a good timeout by Marty Clark. 34-33 in favor of Bangor, back in 30 seconds. A 10-4 run right now by the Bangor Rams, giving them a 1-point lead, and Mr. Springer on the bench.
A couple of times he had it down at the other end. It was blocked by Reed. He got it back, went up with it, missed it, went up for it again, and that's where he got caught going over the top of Clark to pick up his 4. Bangor knows they've got an advantage. Reed goes right to the iron. Next possession down the court for the easy jumper off a 15-footer.
Bangor's first lead of the game since 2-0. Pooler on the left, now to Blake. Blake beats Mark Reed, but a foul called on Pickering off the ball. .404 remaining here in the third quarter. Bangor leading 34-33. First on Pickering and the fourth on Bangor here in the half. Morrison trying to find somebody open. It's Arsenault on the baseline. His jump shot is off. Rebound, though. How did Arsenault get that rebound? I'll have no idea.
Hustle.
He's got a knack for the loose ball. Reed back the other way. Stops and pops, and it's a 3-point Bangor lead.
This is what's going to hurt Old Town, because Springer, not just a good offensive player, he's an outstanding defensive player. And this is where Old Town's getting hurt. They're not going to be able to match up.
Bangor has outscored Old Town 12-4 here in the third quarter. Old Town led by 5 at halftime. It's now a 3-point Bangor lead. Pooler in the right corner. Guarded by Clark, now to Blake. Blake, a jump pass to Pooler. Check that, that's McCannell. Not about Arsenault. Old Town trying to remain patient here and stem the tide. A leaner inside by Arsenault. At least he drew a foul, and he'll go to the line. Scott Springer up off the bench, trying to spur his teammates on. Here's another look at Reed.
Reed before had Springer on him or Arsenault. Now with Springer out of there, certainly he's not going to be guarding Reed, and Arsenault's going to have to switch off on somebody else.
Matt Arsenault here will shoot 2. Arsenault, the leading scorer this year in the Big East, 25.2 points a ball game. The shot is good. Arsenault and Matt Reed, by the way, Mark Reed, by the way, as the shot is no good. Co-MVPs this year in the Big East. Can't quibble with that. It's a 2-point Bangor lead. Tennant on the sideline, out of Pickering, back out deep. Pickering lost the handle, gets it back. Pickering now to Tennant. Tennant shut off by McCannell. Now back to Pickering. Clark with a fake, can't use it. Out of Bradford, way back outside, it'll go to Reed. Bradford down low. Good denied defense by McCannell. Batted it away from Clark, and here comes Old Town. Morrison outside. Some bench players on here for Old Town now. The lob inside McCannell to Pooler. Pooler with a turnaround hook. Oh, is that nice? Tied at 36. Reed so good with the ball. Pickering inside, the fadeaway pop there by Tennant is good. Back and forth we go, 38-36. The team's trading hoops now in the past couple of minutes. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Blake cutting inside, it's Pooler. Pooler again with a beautiful move into paint. And we're tied again at 38. Tennant against Arsenault on the wing, right side now to Reed. Reed with a leaner from the baseline, all net.
Doing a little bit of offense, aren't we?
I guess so. Arsenault behind his back. The jump shot from the foul line rolls in. Neither team can miss right now. 40 all. 1:20 to play in the third quarter. Reed to Pickering. Pickering, foul line right, back up top for Tennant. To Bradford. Out of Reed. Reed goes in. His runner, no good. Morrison with a rebound. First miss in a while for either side. At Arsenault on the left. It's Blake with a quick pop. No good. Pooler had the rebound. Batted it back outside of Blake. Inside, Morrison does a 360 and lost it. Tennant out of the pack. Tennant fouled by Arsenault. No! Arsenault knocked it out of bounds off Tennant. I thought they were going to ring up Arsenault there for a foul. And so Old Town will get the basketball tied here at 40 with 43 seconds left. Here's that's a good call.
Real good look at that.
Great camera work, gentlemen. Arsenault. Behind his back, into paint. Oh, is that nice? Lost the handle, got it back, cool as he could be. And Old Town leads again, 42-40. And we get a foul on Matt Arsenault.
Only his first. You talk about the Old Town people, the three players, particularly Pooler, Springer, and Arsenault, where they're so aggressive offensively. And Matt, good indication of that. Didn't hesitate.
25 seconds to play, third quarter. Bangor trailing by 2. Last two Eastern Maine champs at it again. These two ball clubs have played some epics the past couple of years. Tennant, his baseline jumper is off. Oh, nice board there by Pickering. It's good. Good put back by Pickering.
That was a great offensive rebound. You know why? Because he had to go with it.
He gobbled that thing right up. A long one there by McCannell at the buzzer, and that will do it. So 3 quarters in the books and not much to choose between Bangor and Old Town. It's 42 all. Here's John Tennant with that leaner.
Great offensive rebound.
42 all. We're back in 60 seconds. Okay, we're back here at the auditorium. Eric Morrison has just given Old Town the lead again. A wing jumper from the right side. It is 44-42. Welcome back, everybody. Mike Violet here along with Willie Gavitt as Pickering lost that basketball out of bounds. Here's what you missed.
Yeah, they left Morrison alone. They said, hey, this guy's a sub. We're not going to guard him. Oh, yeah?
All net, 44-42 after Pickering lost it. Bangor trying to stem the tide. Nice block there by Reed. She blocked Morrison. 7:29 to play in regulation. Blake gets it into Matt Arsenault. On the right now to Morrison. In the corner to McCannell. Pooler triple teamed. McCannell a jump pass up top now to Arsenault. Guarded by Tennant. Now to Morrison. 44-42. Old Town in the lead. Pooler drives, but he traveled. Scott Springer on the bench currently for Old Town with 4 personal fouls. And really that foul he picked up with 3 seconds to go, or 5 seconds to go in the first half, has really come back to haunt Old Town. Tennant drives a pull up from the foul line. Oh, on a dime, John Tennant buries it, and we're tied again at 44.
Bangor has not had the ability to shut down the offense of Old Town, even with Springer not in there.
Morrison in the corner for Blake. Now back on the right sideline to Arsenault. To the foul line. His fadeaway jumper. He got the roll. 46-44. Old Town back on top by 2. Tennant for Bradford. Down low looking for Reed on the post up and a foul.
You just beat a man at midcourt. He's chasing you all the way. Pull up and take the easy one.
John Tennant, just a smooth athlete. Very effortless.
Now, a little bit of a, we're going to see Arsenault's shot go up there. The noise you're hearing in the background is the foul went against Mark Reed, not against an Old Town player, as we assumed at first.
That's right, it was an offensive foul, so Reed picks up his second, and Bangor is at the limit. They have 6. The pop by Arsenault from the right wing is no good. 3 Old Town players have the rebound, and it goes back outside to Arsenault, and the Indians will start it again. Good switching by Bangor. Pooler goes on Reed. The double team now with Pickering. Back to Morrison. Old Town's bench has done a good job here. Somebody just threw something on the court. They should stop play immediately. They do. Good play by Mike Burns as somebody threw some ice or some glass. I'm not sure what. I think it's ice. There's always somebody to spoil the fun in every crowd. And they'll have to get a mop or something and clean that up. Yeah, there's a
snow or ice.
Yeah, plenty of that around.
I can remember one time we were playing a game down here and there were pennies coming down, so I picked one up, looked at the crowd. The crowd said, hey, don't look at us. And I said, if you had any class, you'd throw at least quarters. Sat down, 4 seconds later, bang, out comes a quarter.
Yeah.
So
you better watch what you wish for.
Well,
sometimes you get it. Marty Clark needing a drink as we are getting down to crunch time. 5:46 to play in the ball game. And it's a 2-point Old Town lead. And go back and look at my score sheet. Third quarter. 2 points all the way. 2 points a tie. 2 points a tie. 2 points a tie. That's been it. Roger Reed with a chance to get some instructions to his ball club.
Marty Clark has to be awfully pleased with the personnel that he has out there now and the job they're doing. Springer been gone 3 to 4 minutes almost. And yet Old Town's up by 2.
17-8, Old Town had the lead after 1. 29-24, the Indians after the second quarter. 42 all after 3, and 46-44 right now in favor of Old Town. Scott Springer
on the left,
waiting on the left there, along with Corey Madden. Waiting, just waiting. And I'm sure Marty Clark keeping a keen eye on the clock, and at the appropriate time, I would think you were within a matter of a minute or two, they'll put him back out there.
If they can play the way they're playing now, Marty has the luxury of holding him back a long time.
Reed on the right to Ryan Bradford. Bradford guarded by Pooler. Out of Pickering. Pickering not a Tennant. Tennant on the baseline to Pickering. Pickering tried to dump it off inside. It was deflected away, but it goes to Bradford. Bradford ties it. Bradford ties the ball game at 46. 5:13 to play in regulation. Blake on the right block for Pooler. His turnaround. Strong move, no good. Rolled off, the rebound cleared by John Tennant. And a timeout call by Bangor.
Bangor's going to try to isolate, get it to where they feel is a mismatch of one of their offensive players. Loose ball, Bradford being, again, in the right place at the right time, goes to the iron.
46 all, Bangor and Old Town tied up. We'll be back in 30 seconds. That is the lovely and the talented Hillary Throckmorton. Right there. Daughter of Tim and Emily. Might as well plug my own son right now. 14 days younger is Hillary than my Peter. Tim and I were trading baby pictures the other day. Pickering, scoop is good. Nice move by Pickering.
Bangor just spreading the floor.
48-46.
Springer's back in.
He is with 4:35 to play. Arsenal for 3. It rolls off. Rebound batted around. Pooler comes down with it. And we have a foul. It's going to be on Bangor. And it will be on Dean Heaston.
1-1.
Old Town has 3 fouls to give, and that could be something of significance here down the stretch.
Yes.
Marty Clark and his assistants. Steve Pooler at the line. He'll shoot 1 and 1. And he hits. 48-47. Corey Madden coming back in. Eric Morrison, who did a nice job for Coach Clark off the bench.
Yeah.
He's going to be very happy with what happened here with his bench in this ball game.
Subs hurt you, help you, or stay neutral. Everybody that Marty Clark played so far has either helped him or stayed neutral. Nothing negative about his substitution.
That's all you can ask for. 48 all. As Pooler hit them both. John Tennant. Guarded by Arsenal. Tennant on the right, back outside for Pickering. Now to Tennant. On the weave, it goes to Reed. Reed drives the pull-up from 5 feet, no good. Houston had a hand on the rebound, but Springer back in the game, making an impact, Willie.
That's his best defensive team on the floor right now, Old Town. That's what we're talking about.
Old Town with a chance to take the lead on this trip. Springer up top for Arsenal. Out of Blake on the left. Cutting inside, it's Madden. Madden goes up, he stripped, the ball is out of bounds off Old Town.
Yeah.
Can't see the possession arrow, can you?
Not sure. Pickering came in off the side to help out, and I believe it went off Madden's. That's it, off his chest.
Yep, Pickering stripped him, and Madden had to go off his body. Pickering has it, works it to the left. Shut off there by Pooler, back up top now to Reed. Reed around Blake. Oh, Reed blows right by him and lays it up and in. 50-48, Bangor back on top by 2. 3:20 left in the ball game. Arsenal faking, kicking it left side to Blake. Around Houston, inside Blake, an off-balance shot, partially blocked there by Bradford, but a foul on Ryan Bradford.
Well, that's 2. Bangor likes to run that 1-4 stack up top, and basically what it is, you're just isolating. You get your head and shoulders by someone, you take it into the iron. Again, that's what Bangor did, no help side. You can't help side in that type of offense because you get your people up playing on the elbows.
Benji Blake here with 2. He misses. Still 50-48, Bangor on top here by 2. 3:13 remaining. Second one by Blake is good. 1 of 2 for Benji Blake, 50-49. John Tennant slowly up the court. You see the clock, 3:05 to play in regulation. These teams have gone to overtime once this year. Old Town prevailed. Pickering on the right. Now to Houston. Outside to Bradford. Now to Pickering. Pop out to Tennant. A lot of picks being run by Bangor on this trip. Houston back outside, now to Bradford. Bangor taking some time off the clock. It's down to 2:35. They're taking about 40 seconds off here. Reed drives. What do we got? A foul?
Tagging. Yeah.
That's one of the ones that Old Town had to give.
The official was watching that for 2 or 3, and then he said, okay, time to put a stop to it.
Team foul number 4, the 3rd on Matt Arsenal. So Old Town's got 2 more to give.
No, that won't go against Arsenal. That'll go against Blake, I believe.
You're right, Blake. Sorry about that. It is Blake. 3rd on him. Reed working on Springer. Springer has to be careful, and Reed knows that. He drives and lays it in.
And Springer really is at odds. What's he supposed to do? He's got 4. Tough matchup.
Blake for 3. Way off the rebound to Houston. I think Marty Clark ought to take him off Mark Reed right now.
Well, it may have been a switch or a mismatch. Blake has been on him, but with that picking defense, that's what happens.
Tennant on the drive, no good. Big board there by Pooler. 1:55 to play. Springer outside, it's Bangor by 3. Now to Madden. Arsenal kicks it left side to Blake. Top of the key now to Springer. Springer on the drive, the pull-up, banks it a little bit too hard. Rebound back outside to Blake. Blake's pass picked off by Reed. Reed has it knocked away and a foul on Matt Arsenal.
Good foul, though.
Yep, very good foul because Reed was going to break away and Arsenal stepped in there and fouled him. But one of those passes that was anticipated really by Mark Reed, he stepped right in the passing lane and picked it off.
Yeah. It might have been a situation, that last one, where he simply lost the ball. Now Matt makes a good heads-up play here because he knows Reed's got a head of steam. He's going to go coast to coast and lay it in. Springer, we saw the matchup on Reed. What's he going to do? He's got nothing. He can. He's got 4. He has to stay in the game.
Yeah, Madden there with the help, but it was much too late. All right, 52-49 in favor of Bangor. 1:29 remaining. We're back to the auditorium in 30 seconds. 1 minute and 29 seconds remaining in regulation as the Bangor cheerleaders get their crowd going. 52-49, the Rams in the lead as they look for their second straight Eastern Maine championship. Mark Reed. Springer now is guarding Pickering. We got a foul on Blake, and that was the final foul that Old Town had to waste. So we'll shoot free throws for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I'm not sure that perhaps that wasn't an intentional foul in the sense that they want to put them into the 1-and-1, so they've got to go to the foul line in a given situation.
1:23 remaining. Tennant. Ooh, Springer there helped out, got the ball away, but Tennant got it back to Heaston. Great play by Springer and an equally great play by Tennant to get it back. And now a foul on Blake as we have a real flurry here.
Yeah.
A foul on Blake, and Bangor will get 1-and-1. Keep in mind, let's go back to last night, Willie. Bangor had several opportunities to put Lawrence away at the line and missed the front end of a 1-and-1.
And couldn't. There was a scramble for that last ensuing ball. That series fouls out to Ryan, and Blake made the strip. What a lot of, again, if you're for Bangor, of course it's a foul. If you're for Old Town, it was a great steal.
Hard to tell right there with that camera shot because the ball was hidden behind the Bangor player. And that's it for Blake. He's gone with 4 points in the ball game.
But Morrison's in, and Morrison has done an outstanding job coming in off the bench for the Indians.
Bradford 90% during the regular season, and he hits. He got the roll. 53-49. It's a 4-point Bangor lead.
Plenty of time because you've got the talent of Springer, Pooler, and Arsenal. That's the difference. Another team, it might be somewhat of an important factor, but for these people, they can put a lot of points on the board.
Bradford on the miss, Pooler with the rebound. 1:05 to play. Arsenault goes in. Oh, big shot by Matt Arsenault.
That's what we said.
53-51, a minute remaining. Tennant has the ball. This one going right down to the wire. Tennant allowed to go right inside. His pass off is loose on the floor. Bradford comes away with it. And we'll get a foul on Eric Morrison. Boy, we've had some real flurries at the Bangor end.
Both groups are playing hard. They're going to the floor for the loose ball. And the possession arrow is still going to stay with Bangor, I think, Mike.
Yes, it is.
And there's the flurry. I mean, it is loose. Who wants it? Everybody wants it. They're going to the floor for it, and it's simply, again, Morrison diving for it, but his momentum carries him in the run. You got to call the foul because it's a loss of possession.
John Tennant going to shoot the 1-and-1. There's a wet spot there on the floor that Jeff Jewett is going to towel up.
Now they'll go with Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford.
Yeah, the only reason Tennant was there because he's got a size 13. It takes up more space as far as picks up a lot more water.
Ryan Bradford with some big free throws here. 45 seconds remaining. Bangor 53, Old Town 51. A shot by Bradford. Swish. 54-51. 45 seconds, though, as you know, Willie, is an eternity.
Yes.
With talented players like Old Town and Bangor have. This free throw, though, could be big because Old Town would need 2 possessions. And it's no good, but Bradford got his own rebound. The rebound came back outside. Reed is fouled from behind by Springer, and that'll be it for Scott Springer. Springer gone. He will foul out of the ball game with 41 seconds left.
And that young man, Arsenault, gets a lot of ink, which he should. And I'll tell you, Scott Springer is one of those people that have been around the program, the varsity program, for 3 years and contributed from day one.
Springer checks out with 6. Half of his season average.
Well, was it Yogi that said it ain't over till it's over?
Yeah, Yogi said that a couple of times.
And remember, Bangor was ahead at Bangor, and then the 3 sent it into OT.
Right, and the guy who hit it is in the game. Matt Charette, but Reed with a free throw. 55-51.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Bangor's lead 4, Willie.
I've seen too much happen in the number of years I've been around basketball. Until the gun goes off and I'm up by 10, I'm not happy.
Well, Bangor's up by half that many, 56-51. Old Town takes a timeout. We will too. 41 seconds remaining in regulation. It's Old Town trailing Bangor 56-51. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The Old Town Indians huddle up around Marty Clark. 41 seconds to work with. And they trail by 5. So 12-4 Bangor run in the third quarter that got them back in the ball game. They trailed by 5 at halftime. And since that time, we've gone back and forth, but Bangor has held the lead here for most of the second half of the fourth quarter. Madden will roll it up. Arsenal will wait as long as possible. Picks it up for 3. Shot is off. Rebound, though, to Charette. Arsenal will try it again. It's no good. Pickering with a rebound this time.
Big rebound.
The Houston, he's chased from behind and fouled by Buehler. And that trip, not getting a hoop there, may have cost Old Town the ball game. Right now, Houston with a chance to put one of the final nails in the Old Town coffin.
Maybe I'm an eternal optimist, but
well, some people feel there's always hope. Houston at the line. 1-1. It's good. 57-51. Bangor with their largest lead of the game, 6. 29 ticks of the clock remaining.
Easton, I think we said was in the 80 percentile shooting.
Second one is good. 58-51. Old Town's undefeated season is 29 seconds away from going by the boards. Arsenal drives on a baseline. You probably heard the slap by Pickering, and Arsenal will shoot 2 here.
Pickering did not want any part of that.
Who can blame him?
The biggest, again, coaching cliche. If you're ahead, don't foul. Let the clock run. Now they're going to score with the clock stopped.
A concerned Marty Clark, and then a concerned Roger Reed, and then a very concerned Old Town player. That might be Scott Springer.
He certainly has nothing to hang his head about.
No, he's a great player. He really is.
He's done enough to win the last 3 years he's been around. He certainly didn't cause the loss this evening.
Arsenal hits them both. 58-53, 25 seconds left, and Tennant is fouled by Arsenal. That's the third on Matt Arsenal. Roger Reed, 24 seconds away from going back to the title game. They'll take on the South Portland Sanford winner a week from tonight here at the auditorium, in a game you'll see here on Channel 5. Girls will play at 7 o'clock next Saturday. It'll be Lawrence taking on Westbrook. Tennant hits their first one. That'll be at 7 o'clock. The boys game will follow that one right around 9 o'clock. And you'll see them both here on Channel 5.
2 threes.
59-53. And the second one is no good. 23 seconds remaining. Arsenal will run it up. On the left, Charette for 3. Air ball.
Not this time.
Ball loose on the floor. Got a tie up there. Tennant has it tied up. Bangor, I think, still got the arrow. They do.
Did you see Tennant? Did you see Tennant? He wasn't going to bat the ball around. He knew. Heads up play. Playing the game above the shoulders. Knew it was their possession arrow and just held on for dear life.
11 seconds remaining. Bradford into Tennant. Immediately fouled by Arsenal. So with 10 seconds remaining, the Bangor Rams will traipse down to the free throw line, and 1-1 here for John Tennant. Marty Clark about to get beaten in the second straight year by Bangor in the Eastern Maine title game. He won it all 2 years ago. Tennant hits. 60-53. We talked about the score of the game in the pregame, Willie. You'd have to say it's where that Bangor wanted it.
I said between 55 to 63.
You are truly a prophet. Second one is good. 61-53. Arsenal picks it up. Stop and pop for 3. No good. High rebound over the backboard. It'll be a Bangor ball. And the Bangor crowd about ready to file onto the court.
Let's hope that the band doesn't come out, and then that. Remember what happened in Iowa?
Stanford Cal.
Yes, so whoever it was.
And a foul on Old Town. There's Mark Reed. He can feel it. That's 5 fouls, and that's the end of the career of Matt Arsenault here in Old Town. He will foul out of the ball game. Getting congratulations from Dean Heaston.
And Matt Arsenault leaves with probably more records than RCA.
And he leaves with 21 points in his final ball game. John Tennant with 1 and 1 with 3 seconds remaining. Not as good. 62-53. 63-53. It goes to Charette. He'll fire it up. And a ball game all over. For the second straight year, the Bangor Rams will win the Eastern Maine Basketball Championship and take on the South Portland Sanford winner right here next Saturday night as Roger Reed and Marty Clark shake hands. Marty, very gracious gentleman in a losing cause. Got to be tough. An undefeated season, Willie, coming to an end tonight. 20-1 they'll finish up.
A trite cliche, but that's athletics. You win and you lose.
Pretty cut and dried, isn't it? And there's a look at some of the Old Town bench as pandemonium reigns right now at center court as the Bangor fans surround their ball club. There's the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat as always. They'll get the ladders up and get ready to cut the nets down. So Bangor avenges 2 regular season losses to Old Town. They got blown out the first time. Lost the second one in overtime at home, but they were spurred on here by a 12-4 run about midway through the third quarter. That cut what was a 5-point halftime lead all the way down. And they either had the lead or were tied the rest of the way.
Yeah.
As you look at Chris Pickering, cut the nets down along with Matt Park. Let's go downstairs to Tim and Roger Reed.
Thanks very much, Mike, as they cut down the nets and celebrate here. Roger Reed has got to be pretty excited about this after having played 3 very tough games with Old Town this year.
Well, yes, Tim, you know what? We went through the tournament last year playing 3